and we don't need the target anymore, right? Well, Von Carp, Von Carp, Von Carp, like that. Almost said it wrong there. Have a little pathfinding system going on, and right now I'm testing the position changes and it reading the map and being able to change positions. That pretty much works. What doesn't work is the fact it's not showing the tiles where they need to be in the position. The actual underlying system's got a lot going on. It's like a base building type of scenario where you have your map and you can select tiles and change them. So I can, I can add all tiles here. I can delete them. I can zoom in, zoom out. I have pan capabilities. So what I'm testing now is when I select this guy, I can select him and move him around. Then it finds a position to the next one. Actually, I should take that out. So yeah, it should not be going back here. All right. So it should be going to the next position. And I changed this little method here, which probably kind of screws that up. For actually, what it's going to be used for is not my end. My end is building the structure and everything that you may need to make a turn-based building game or any other type of base building game. I'm creating an asset with the functionality you would need to do that. Right now, what I have, I showed you the base building part. I haven't don't have any types really type set in yet, but we have all the basic components for the base building game. So the actual part of the map was drawn out was from a map generator, binary space partitioning map generator. I'm gonna include also like a room generator, cave generator, so you can generate different type of maps and build on them, and they all tie in together with the Pathfinder. So the Pathfinder will be able to navigate it. And there's also lots of other little nicks and knacks I'm working on that I think was really good to keep it going. Like the pathfinding system, though buggy right now. I don't know why it's doing that. Though buggy right now is really efficient, right? And it doesn't redo the whole path if it doesn't need to, and it can tell if its path has been blocked, so where it can regenerate its path instead of having to redo everything. So there's a few little things I'm working on. So my target right now, I kind of screwed that up. Oh, this is the problem right here. So the target's position needs to be the temp's x and y. That's the problem right there. So let me put that piece of code back because I needed that. That'll help me move her here. So as I bring the temp out, and I've selected a temporary node with no that you can't walk on, I need to set the target's position to that, not my position. So we're setting both positions, the target position and my position, to the previous position. I don't know what the other part. Why was it going to 0? I don't know. Because it says right here we're both at the same place. So none of them should be going to 0. Yeah, so it's an asset for game creators. I find making games pretty difficult, so I make assets for game creators. So you download the package. It comes with all this nicks and knacks, and you add your tile types, and there's quite a bit of things in here. There's a generic pool that you can define your type. Like so, all those things are their pool. So if you take a quick look here at my renderer, this is in charge of the pooling. The actual world system is layered. So we have a base layer that has nothing on it. We have a floor layer where the tiles are drawn. We have a drag layer that provides the layer for me to do this, to be able to draw the mouse cursor on. Oh, there's a mouse layer just for the mouse cursor. So if you see here, the mouse pad is off, and now it's on and it's off. There's an entity layer, and that's where these tiles are being drawn. And you can define any other layer you want. And for now, I have a path layer, which can draw a path on. So, and there's different, so you can have the path system run a path check on any one of those layers instead of all of them. So maybe you don't need it to run a pathing on the floor layer. Maybe you just need obstacle collision for moving obstacles. You can continually run path checks on the entity layer. You know, especially in a small scene like this, you know, it would take milliseconds to update a path. So here we go. So our green tile should move to a new position. And it does. Awesome. So to keep doing that until we stop it. So now what should happen is I should be able to block off some spots, and the pathing should work around that. Okay, so those are new lines I just included, and the only spot that it can pass is here. Right, so let's block that off and introduce a spot here. So now if something happens up here, it has only that spot that it can go through. Alright, so let's open here and close here off. There you go. Sweet. I like that. No, not necessarily. It depends on how you let the path system operate. So if I remove all of this, you'd see that it'll adopt diagonal moves. That was a diagonal move there. Right? It just depends on what you specify as the movements. See, that's a diagonal. So it, yeah. Let me give a quick show on that. So here's the Pathfinder, and I can define whether to use diagonals or not, right? So if I say don't use any diagonals, then you'd be, you see that movement was different? Yeah, so it all depends on how you want to run your system, right? Yeah, so if I say use diagonals, I'm good. Let's draw some more obstacles back in here. You see, now you notice I just said to cut corners. So when it gets to a corner, it cut that corner here and here. Hopefully you know it'll show it again. So you see it's cutting the corners here because I've specified that it's allowed to cut corners on the path. So if I take that off, it won't be able to cut corners anymore. It'll go completely to the edge before it's able to move to the next location. Yeah, see that's the thing. You say that game and I don't know it, right? And that's probably one of my biggest downfalls is not knowing enough games to be able to produce really good assets. Like like you said that, so you kind of know base building games and what's going on and stuff. So you can say, well, yeah, maybe it should have this, or maybe it should have that, and that'll be something I never thought of, right? I just know that the camera needs to be able to move smoothly, the pathfinding system needs to be efficient, and it needs to be dynamic and all of these things I can program in because I can code. But that like the specifics of building the game, I try to make it as generic as possible. So anything that you may need to do for a base building game, it's already built in. So of course that's really hard to do not knowing about base building games all that much. So yeah, the that's as good as I like it. I like it. All right. So what's next? We